So let's look at some select statements. We're going to look at select statements for the higher database design and development. So we'll just look at how we do basic searches. Okay, so let's have a look. First of all, when we want to go ahead and create an SQL, we go up to create and we go query design. We're then going to go to where it says SQL view. Okay, so to select all the fields, we know it's select star from users. Okay, and we can hit view. And if all we want to do is select the first name, the last name, and say the date of birth, then we can do select and we just do first name, last name, date of birth, and if we hit view again, it's then done that. Okay. So if we now want to find all the people who are, say, elect, then what we can do is we can add in a where statement. Last name, oops, last name equals let, and hit view. And now to move on to a wee bit of higher content, if we want to find all the people whose last name begins with an L, we can use the wildcard. But if we search for that, then what we're actually saying is, look, we're looking for this name because we've got an equal sign in here. So we can't use an equal sign. So instead, what we do is we put in a like. And what the like does is it then tells it to match this as a wildcard rather than as an asterisk. So when we hit view, we come up with all of these. Okay. And if I wanted, I can go ahead and I can organize these maybe by date of birth. So if I do sort by DOB ascending. So now what we should have is review it. Oh. And sort by, order by, honestly. Order by DOB ascending. So if I hit view, you can now see we have the oldest, at the top, and going down to the youngest at the bottom. So that's great. So we can do other sort of searches here as well. So what we can do is we can then decide, right, we want to then search maybe for all the ones who have an A in their name. So it'd be star A star. Now remember, this is in the last name. So when I hit view, all these people like Dunstall and Grace, Jefferson and Daggart have all got an A in the last name. If I want to make it that the person's name has to end in a K, then we can take that out and go K. And if we hit view, now you can see these are all the people whose last name ends in a K. So that's very simple, how we can simply search for using a wildcard. Okay, but if we want to search for a date, how do we go ahead and search for the date? Now this database has been created with the date field, so it's just a date that's in it, the date time field that we use normally in Access. When we create it, we set this one to, I think it's extended. Might have to check that one as we go through and do this. So this will either work absolutely fine or it won't work at all. So let's have a look. So if I want to find, let's pick somebody I know who has a birthday. So if I want to find everyone who's born, say, on the 11th of the 9th, 2001, now, where DOB equals the 11th of the 9th, 2001. Now that's normally what we would put in to search for it. So if I hit view, you can see it's a type mismatch error. Now the reason it's a type mismatch error is because in Access, if we're trying to do a search for a date, we can't put in quote marks, right? Unless you're on an extended date format, and we'll look at that in a wee minute. But what we do in Access is we throw this. And what this says is, look, treat this as a number. We can't just put in that, right? Because that says 11 divided by 9 divided by 2001. So we have to put in these so that it knows it's a date. So now when we hit view, we get absolutely nothing. Oh, that's odd, because I know there's one there for the 11th of the 9th, because I saw it earlier on. There we go, 11th 9th 2001, Frankie. So why did it not work? Well, the reason it didn't work is because it's expecting it in the and the reason for that is because it's expecting the information in US format. So to put the information in US format, what we have to say is 9, 11. Okay, so now when we hit view, Frankie's name comes out. But notice it's still displaying it in the UK format. It's just that the query is using the US format when it does it. All right, so when you're doing these sort of assessments and these tasks, it's always worthwhile just putting a wee bit at the end of it so that they know what they're doing it for. Okay, so where date of birth is that. Excellent.